and this includes children. But it's not just how much they're eating, it's what they're eating as well.
That's difficult to eat healthy in a school cafeteria, although I haven't been in one lately.
The trouble is, school food looks little different from fast food these days. For the majority of kids, those who don't bring their lunch, there are two main options: vending machines or the lunch line.
Vending machines is a huge issue in schools because they're full of junk.
Many students simply buy an item from a vending machine and call it lunch. But most go through the lunch line. The most popular items in this cafeteria are pizza, french fries, and hamburgers. Other daily choices include chicken and fish patties. And then, of course, there are chips, cookies, treats, and soda available as well. Almost all the food here is prepared before it even enters the kitchen. All the staff has to do is heat and serve so the kids can eat it. But most of what's cooking is incredibly processed, and while it may make a balanced meal, it has very little nutritional value. Things like peaches and light syrup and chocolate chip cream pies are loaded with ingredients like high fructose corn syrup, bearing almost no nutritional value. This is the kind of food that kids are eating every day. Some eat 2 meals, breakfast and lunch, in this cafeteria. While the local government decides most of what is on the menu, the USDA has some input through the National School Lunch Program, which gives participating schools up to $2.57 for students receiving free or reduced lunch. This means cafeterias must be able to provide a full meal to students for less than $3, which is not a lot of money. In general, schools are under pressure to keep costs down, but the cheapest foods are typically the most processed ones. On this day, the only foods not pre-packaged or prepared are the pasta, a few sandwiches and salads, and a small bowl of fruit. A few years ago, that bowl of fruit may not have even been there. Schools are now being put under pressure to provide healthier meals for the students. The push to serve healthy meals, combined with the pressure to keep costs down, encourages schools to buy cheaply whenever they can. That means cheap dairy, cheap grains, and cheap meat. Cheap meat, however, is not always good meat. On February 17th, the largest meat recall in U.S. history was issued by the Westland Hallmark Meat Company, a major supplier of school lunch meat. The recall, more than 4 times larger than any before, was issued because workers were using forklifts, chains, and electric prods to move sick cows that could not walk, an illegal practice that can be hazardous to the consumer's health. The meat schools serve is ground beef, and one single ground beef hamburger patty can contain parts from hundreds of different cattle. But here the kids just gobble it up, in their pasta or inside a bun. So how can we fight the obesity epidemic?
Simple, healthy lifestyles. The right nutrition, balanced diets, and exercise. And exercise again, being able to walk in your neighborhood, having open spaces. People don't cook in their homes anymore. It's really pretty trendy to go out and buy food. Cooking at home greatly reduces the amount of junk that people consume. We're looking to partner with school superintendents in order to change some of the policies that affect the kind of foods that kids are getting in school. So it's either, I know some schools have opted to remove vending machines, but other schools have opted to just put healthier options into their vending machines. Even to just get kids to eat more fruits and vegetables generally needs to be a bigger push. And making it available in schools, making sure that children have complete streets to walk to school on, making sure that zonings consider things like parks and open space. We want to change not just where people are living, but the conditions under which people are living. But there are neighborhoods that have been very activist and very motivated.
One example is the town of Bladensburg in Prince George's County, Maryland.
There's a youth council in Prince George's County called the Port Towns Youth Council that uses kids, high school age children, who go out and they have become advocates for health, advocates for a clean and safe community, and they are bringing along the adults.
Well, the goal is to have the entire community aware. We want them to know what exactly is obesity, what exactly is diabetes, and all the related things that come along with it. And we want to tell them what can we do about it to prevent it.
The Youth Council has helped establish a partnership between the Bladensburg community and Kaiser Permanente, in an effort to make Bladensburg a healthier place.
We are developing something, we are working with the planning department to develop something called the Wellness Opportunity Zone. We're taking one community and we're going to transform this community, and we're going to make a difference in that community. And the lessons that we learn from that community, we will replicate in other communities. And I do believe that we can make a difference. It's not going to be a quick difference. It's not going to happen overnight. This is a 7 to 10 year initiative that will that we recognize that in 10 years we may not see a whole lot of slim people walking around, and we're not even looking for slim people because slim doesn't necessarily translate to healthy, but we are looking for people who have a higher consciousness about health, who have the ability to do the things, make the choices that are healthy.
It will depend on, then, communities like Bladensburg, our schools, our governments, and ultimately our families to get this right. The consequences are all too clear. Unless we take action to change the way we eat, we risk more than having unhealthy lifestyles. We risk becoming the first obesity nation.